Brown-Blueford Foundation with Miss Jeralynn, and she is such a beautiful and a warm person, and she has such an awesome story to tell. Jeralynn, can you tell us about your foundation?
Yes, thank you, Lisa, for having us. The Brown-Blueford Foundation, where we're housed at the Brown-Blueford Center for Justice, a place to help heal the community. Alan was my 18-year-old son. On May 6th of 2012, the Oakland Police Department killed my son. Since then, along with the community, family, and loved ones, we have formed a Justice for Brown-Blueford Foundation. We're here today because on December 20th is Alan's birthday.
That's all right, baby. It's all good. Let them know.
Instead of falling in our tragedy, we stand strong in our testimony. So here with the community, family, loved ones, supporters, we've come together to give back to those who have lost their loved ones. Today is December 18th. 3 years ago, we were at Laney College, where we celebrated Alan's birthday. Our keynote speaker was Angela Davis. The community, union members, family members, people from all over came to fight and speak out against this unjust that we all suffer.
Yes.
You know, Lisa, when it first happened, I felt as though people didn't understand, and they were ostracizing me and saying, why did that happen? But I know I have to stand and take a stand. Alan can't speak anymore. I always carry him in my heart, but I speak for Alan. I am Brown-Blueford.
Absolutely.
And the world will hear of his story.
Yes.
And I am a strong believer in God.
Amen.
We did sue the city of Oakland. We did take a settlement. But my faith tells me that there will be justice for Alan. You see, there's no statute on murder.
Right.
And a lot of people think that it's said and done. But it is not said and done. And as God is my witness, I will fight until there is justice for Alan. And I truly believe that the God I serve will give me justice for Alan.
Well, you know what? You already have the justice. It's just in the making. And you know, today we're having this celebration of life for Alan. So what I want you to do is tell us a little bit about Alan. Alan the person.
Well, Alan was
I know he was a beautiful person because you're a beautiful person.
Thank you. Yeah, you can see how cute he is right here on my shirt. But Alan was a fun, loving, strong young man. Alan brought people together all the time. He was the friend that everybody wanted to have. He was the favorite from everybody. He got whatever he wanted from his dad, his sister, his brother. Everybody just was drawn to Alan. Alan would say cute things like, you know, I talked to my friends and I would say, get out of the room. And he wouldn't get out the room. He'd say, no, I want to listen. Or he'd say, Mom, I just want to hang out with you. And he is hanging out with us in our heart. Alan has made all kinds of accomplishments in his life. He was a 3.0 grade point average student. He won championships for teams that he played on.
Wow.
Alan was just an all-around great guy. And when he was 7 years old, his dad asked him, Alan, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, I don't know, Dad. But whatever it is, it will be big.
Amen. And it's big. And it's big, absolutely. You know, there's a lot of people who have lost their children at the hands of violence, but it's even worse when you lose it at the ones that you pay their salaries.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? Because you look to them for protection, you look to them for guidance, you look for them to be an asset to the community and not for them to come in and destroy your life.
Absolutely. We pay them to protect and serve. But unfortunately, in today's society, they shoot to kill. This is not something that just happens out of the blue sky. This is something that happens every day in every city of the United States. And we as a community, as a family, as a people, have got to unite and say no more. That's why here at the Brown-Blueford Center for Justice, my co-director, her name is Molly Costello. She was an RN for many years, but when this happened to Alan, she stepped out of her job in her community and stood up for Alan. And she and I went to Washington, D.C. We met with Obama's assistant. We met with the Department of Justice. And they told us it was only so much that they could do. But we are strong women of faith. And we decided that it's not going to stop there. What we have to do is change the law.
Let me ask you something right there, because you're talking about changing laws, and what we're talking about is changing laws that were never instilled to protect black people or African American people or people of color. So tell me what obstacles you faced in trying to get justice for your son through the legal system, and what were the steps that you had to take so that other parents that are out there who are in the same predicament can have a clue of what they're facing. Because I've come across quite a few people. Actually, I had an employee one time of mine who was gunned down by OPD, and it was devastating to me to find out, but I can't even imagine how I would feel if it was my child. So what are the steps that you take when you go through justice, and what kind of treatment did you get, or was it your word against his word, and because he was a police officer, what was I guess what I'm trying to ask you is, what was the scales of justice like for you?
Well, first of all, I have to tell you that when you lose a child, the pain is unbearable. It's a very difficult thing that I wouldn't wish upon anyone. But let me tell you, the first thing they do when they shoot your loved one is they victimize the victim. Absolutely. They begin to start telling all kind of stories and lies. They begin to hide evidence. They begin to tell you things that are not true. They plant news feeds and things out to the news that say derogatory things about your loved one and your families, but you cannot listen.
Right.
Excuse me. You have to take a stand. You have to ask the questions. You have to get in their face. You have to follow through. And sometimes that's not enough. We started out at the city of Oakland. We talked to the mayor, who told us that she's going to treat families different. We talked to the city administrator.
Was that Kwan at the time?
That was Mayor Kwan.
Okay.
We talked to the city administrator that said she believes her cops. We talked to the police chief, who said that this was justified.
So you were just a lie.
We went to the DA, who said this was justified. We met with the assistant chief, who said it was justified. But I'm telling you, the God I serve, that he does not take that for granted. Mayor Kwan is no longer the mayor.
Right.
Police Chief Howard Jordan was fired. They never say that. He said he stepped down for medical reasons.
Right.
But yeah, it's because all the lies that he told came to fruition. We found out the truth. The assistant chief resigned after 2 days. The city administrator got fired. So all the people that had things to do with Alan's case are no longer in office.
But God said he make your enemies your footstool now.
And I stepped right all over him.
That's right.
That's why I went from the city to the White House. You cannot, you have to get your own answers. You have to hire an attorney. You have to, even if you have to march, even if you have to do speak outs, even if you have to, whatever it takes, do not listen to what they say, because they will lie, they will cheat, they will do whatever they can to make themselves look good, and they will throw you under the bus and victimize the victim, as I said before. But as we know today, Alan's legacy will live on. This is a part of the legacy today. Alan was a giving young man. He worked at Skyline High School. He helped the disabled. He served them. He was best friends with everyone. That's what we want to do. We want to give to those who have the same kind of feelings that we have, that go through the same kind of things that we go through. And, you know.
Okay, you know what? Okay, now we're going to wrap up and talk about your healing, because I remember earlier when I talked to you, you talked about being very angry for so long, and you talked about now releasing the anger. And then I just want to ask you, after we talk about that, how can people get in touch with you to donate to your foundation? Because Lisa B Online has 44,000 monthly followers. Wow. So we want people to give, we want people to support you, because even though you might feel a certain way, there's people who can identify.
Absolutely. I have had the opportunity to travel all over to different states, speaking about Alan's story and speaking about our fight. And, you know, to God be the glory. I get messages and letters, and people reach me and say that I'm an inspiration. For me, that's a little bit like, what, me? Because I can't believe, but Alan's story touches people.
So you birthed something out of this.
Yes, I did. And the thing is, when it first happened, I was in shock, I was in turmoil, I was in pain. I spent the first year living through anger and sadness. I was mad at everything. I walked in anger, I cried in anger, I talked in anger. I did everything angrily. And this is the 4th birthday without Alan, and I'm tired of being sad.
Okay.
I just want to celebrate the life of my son.
Right.
And I don't want to walk around with this upsetness. So now I'm here fighting for justice, and this is a part of my healing.
Okay, so how can people donate to you? How can people give to you, and what do you need? Just going to tell people what you need.
Well, you can reach me at the Brown-Blueford Center for Justice at 2434 Telegraph Avenue in the city of Oakland, California. We are also on Facebook at the Brown-Blueford Center for Justice. We also have a Facebook page for the Brown-Blueford Foundation, which is housed at the center. This center is here, donated, and set here for a place to help heal the community. We have several different outreaches, so we have people come in all the time, and we do what we can to give back and to help them. I'm also on IG at BabyQT, and that's BAYEBEEQT. And also, again, my name is Jeralynn Brown-Blueford. Our telephone number here is 209-740-9844. Also, I have a wonderful co-director, a family of supporters, and
Can you bring your co-director in?
Yes, please. I don't know where she is. She's hiding out. She always likes to stay in the back and push me out to talk. But this is a fighter, and she's been fighting for justice all for 3 years with me. We couldn't do this without her.
Tell her what you need.
And the community. So we just need support for all of our outreaches, which is healthcare, counseling, inspirational speaking, fighting against police terror, which is a big thing. If you want to battle back, you got the right. They took the wrong boy, but you got the right sisters here. We'll go fight all the way with you.
That's right. Okay. And we want to encourage all the mothers out there. We want to encourage all the mothers out there, or the fathers, grandmothers, aunties, uncles, friends, whoever you are. If you have lost someone to violence, please come reach out to Jeralynn. Come help unite yourself with her in this cause. God bless you. And as always, we're going to leave you with this. A soul saved beautifies a community. Hashtag me, Lisa B Online. We love you, and it's a wrap. Blessed 2016 to you. May God use you.